Albright College in Reading, Pennsylvania. Today I'll just be talking to you about my Albright journey and kind of why I decided and how I ended up here 4 years later. So when I decided to start my college search, I had absolutely no idea what I was looking for in a school. I really only had 3 requirements that I started with. I knew I wanted to go out of state because I wanted to start somewhere completely new. I knew that the school had to have a lot of different options for majors because I also had no idea what I wanted to do with my life for the rest of my life. And I also knew that the school's colors had to be somewhat nice because I'd be wearing them for 4 years, and I don't think I could live with some crazy combination like purple and orange in my wardrobe. It just wouldn't work. So with that in mind, I set sail on the vast search engine of collegeboard.com. You guys still use that, right? That's still, okay. It's been a while, so I was like, I hope they still use College Board. So I spent weeks and weeks going through, doing different searches, checking boxes, unchecking boxes, looking at websites, and I finally narrowed it down to 3 schools. And of those 3, I was really only considering 2, and then Albright was my 3rd one, and I was using that pretty much as my safety school. Because I met all the requirements, and it seemed like they mailed me stuff every week, saying, you should come to Albright, you should come to Albright, 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 Albright. So I was like, okay, I'll apply, I'll do it, okay, fine. Maybe they'll stop sending me stuff. They didn't, but that's okay. So after I got into all 3 schools, I went around and did my visits, again, saving Albright for last, of course. And I even remember on my ride to campus that morning, I was already weighing the other 2 schools against each other, because I was certain I wasn't going to go to Albright in Reading, Pennsylvania, wherever that was. So I had an interview and a tour scheduled, and it was my first actual college interview. In the other 2 schools, I mainly had like went to receptions and little open houses and stuff, but I never really had an interview. And I was like, a college interview? What's this going to be like? I pictured something in like my crazy overactive imagination, like interrogation room in CSI with like some super college official on the other side and me here and them just like pounding questions like, why do you think you're good enough to come to our school? And I'm like, I don't know. But luckily it wasn't like anything like that at all, as you all know from your interviews. I just spent the entire half hour talking to this great counselor about everything I was doing in high school and what I might want to do in my future, all in very comfortable chairs, which was great as well. And then I went out on tour. My tour guide was great. Her name was Misha. And even though it was in the middle of January, there weren't many students around except for a couple who were taking interim classes and stuff. It seemed like everyone we passed and would walk by us would say hi or stop and talk to us for a little bit. And even like the cafeteria workers, public safety officers, any students or anything. And it was then that I realized what I was really looking for in a school was the atmosphere. I was looking for somewhere that had a real sense of community, somewhere where I would feel encouraged and supported in all of my endeavors for the next 4 years, whether it be trying a class in a subject that I hadn't tried or taken before, or starting my own organization, or changing majors 4 times, which I did do several times. I actually came in, applied originally as a pre-med major because I wanted to be a pediatrician. And I ended up at theater and communications, just to kind of give you a spectrum of how many things I went through. It was crazy. And yeah, the sense of community and the sense of kind of family that I found here at Albright is unlike any that I felt on any other campus. And the colors red and white also do go very well together, as you can see, so that was also a plus. And over my 4 years here, I've had so many wonderful experiences and stories. I could honestly tell them for days. I've been involved in many different clubs and organizations, often holding leadership positions in some of them. I've gotten ponded 3 times, which is a tradition here on campus. If you haven't heard about it yet, I'm sure one of your tour guides will tell you. It involves birthdays and our Sylvan Pond that you'll see on tour. I've pulled all-nighters courtesy of 5 Hour Energy and the coffee station at Wawa, saved my life. And I've camped out for Broadway tickets and class registration, but luckily that's online now, so you don't have to worry about doing that. And I've even led the Congo line at the spring beach party lunch, which was awesome. It's kind of a big deal, just saying. And so with that in mind, I encourage you when you're making your college decisions to really ask yourself, can I make this my home for 4 years? Can I see myself eating dinner in this cafeteria every night, or running across this part of campus because I overslept my alarm, or watching movies in this dorm lounge? And let your college decision not come from which school you find has the best ratings or the newest facilities, but what school you feel has the best community and the best tools to help you grow into who you want to be. And for me, that place was Albright, and I hope it can be for you too.
Thanks, Melonie.